Hello students, welcome to e-learning session in cellular metabolism. Today in this session we learn about energetics of beta oxidation. Beta oxidation takes place in even chain saturated fatty acid. We learned about the mechanism of beta oxidation in previous session. So this beta oxidation involves four important stages. One is oxidation, hydration, again oxidation, further cleavage of the carbon skeleton and releases the 2-carbon acetyl CoA. And the remaining acyl CoA, that is the new acyl CoA containing 2 carbons lesser than the original acyl CoA that enters the beta oxidation cycle. And this process continues till the fatty acid is completely oxidized to acetyl CoA. The overall reaction of each of the beta oxidation is, it could be any numbered even chain fatty acid. It will be like this. It is CN acyl CoA. So N represents the even numbered carbon atom in the skeleton of the fatty acid that will combine with FAD and NAD, and water will be utilized in the beta oxidation. Along with that, coenzyme A is also involved. And in the single reaction of the beta oxidation, this CN acyl CoA will be converted into CN minus 2. CN minus 2. It loses 2 carbon acetyl CoA, and newly formed acyl CoA will be having the 2 carbons lesser than the earlier acyl CoA. Along with that, there is removal of the 2 carbon compound, that is acetyl CoA, and FAD will be converted into FADH2, and NAD will be converted into NADH2. So this is the overall reaction of the beta oxidation. Beta oxidation takes place in the even chain saturated fatty acids, which are having even number of carbon atom and they are not having the double bonds. So such fatty acid will undergo beta oxidation. So any even chained fatty acid, saturated fatty acid, in a single pass of beta oxidation, it will form the products like this. But when we learn about the individual saturated fatty acid, we will come to know how many acetyl CoA will be formed from each molecule of saturated even chain fatty acid. If you take palmitoyl CoA, here this palmitoyl CoA, it is 16 carbon atom containing saturated fatty acid. It is having 16 carbon atom, excuse. So this 16 carbon atom containing saturated fatty acid, it will undergo 7 times the beta oxidation. 7 times beta oxidation takes place. In each reaction, it will consume FADH2 and NADH2 and 7 molecules of water, 7 molecules of coenzyme A. So in each reaction, there is consumption of 1 molecule of coenzyme A, 1 molecule of FAD, 1 molecule of NAD and 1 molecule of water. But in 7 total reaction, there will be utilization of 7 coenzyme A, 7 FAD and 7 molecules of NAD and 7 molecules of water. And this 16 carbon atom containing polymethyl-CoA, after undergoing 7 passes of beta oxidation, it releases 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. It will undergo 7 times beta oxidation and releases 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. You should not get confused. It undergoes 7 times the beta oxidation. It should release the 7 acetyl-CoA. It's not like that. At the 7th beta oxidation, this acyl-CoA will be having 4 carbon in its skeleton. When it undergoes 7th beta oxidation, it releases 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA. So totally you will have 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. And in the 7 reaction, there is conversion of 7 FAD into 7 FADH2, and 7 NAD will be converted into 7 NADH2. So all these oxidized FAD and NAD will be reduced to their respective reducing powers. So due to which you will find the formation of 7 FADH2 and 7 NADH2. Now these energy rich reducing powers, so they are having the energy. So when they are oxidized in the electron transport chain, they releases energy. Beta oxidation of palmitoyl-CoA releases 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA by undergoing 7 times the beta oxidation. The total, that is the net yield of oxidation of 1 molecule of palmitate is around 129 ATP molecules. It is around 129 ATP molecules. So these reducing powers enter the electron transport chain. We all know FAD, after oxidation, 1 molecule of FAD releases 2 molecules of, or 2 ATP will be released. Similarly, 1 NAD releases 3 ATP will be released. So if there are 7, so you have to multiply the number of ATP released, and you will see the acetyl-CoA, even this acetyl-CoA will enter the Krebs cycle, and that also releases the ATP molecules. So in each molecule of acetyl-CoA, there is generation of 12 ATP molecules. In each molecule of acetyl-CoA, when it is oxidized by citric acid cycle, each acetyl-CoA releases 12 ATP molecules. Let's see the total number of ATP molecules formed per molecule of polymethyl-CoA oxidized by beta oxidation. We all know the fatty acids or the lipids are the big source of energy. Let's see. Here I told you, so this is palmitic acid, which is having the 16 carbon atoms in its carbon skeleton. After it undergoes beta oxidation, complete beta oxidation, it releases 7 FADH2 molecules and 7 NADH2 molecules. And in addition to that, the carbon skeleton will be converted into 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA. Now, I know, we all know that FADH2, 1 molecule of FADH2 releases 2 ATP molecules. So, for every molecule of FADH2, there is generation of 2 ATP molecules in electron transport chain. So, 7 into 2, it is 14 ATP molecules will be formed from 7 molecules of FADH2. How you got this 14? Each FADH2 releases 2 ATP molecules. So what about 7 FADH2 molecules? It is 7 into 2. It is 7 into 2. So 7 2s are 14. 14 ATP molecules are formed. Similarly, NADH2, each molecule of NADH2 releases the 3 ATP molecules. 3 ATP molecules. So what about 7 NADH2? So this 7 NADH2 releases 21 ATP molecules. That is 7 into 3. When 7 is multiplied with 3, you will get 21 ATP. So in all this, you should know how many ATP molecules will be formed per molecule of the reducing power or the other biomolecule. So only when you know all these things, you can calculate the amount of or the number of ATP molecules formed per molecule. Next is the 16 carbon fatty acid will be converted into 8 molecules of acetyl CoA by 7 passes of beta oxidation in mitochondria. So 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. Each acetyl CoA is having 2 carbon in its skeleton. So 2 carbon into 8, it is 16 carbon. So 16 carbon fatty acid will be converted into 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. Each molecule of acetyl CoA, when it enters the citric acid cycle or the Krebs cycle, it releases 12 ATP molecule, each molecule of acetyl CoA. Like that, when palmityl CoA or the palmitic acid is oxidized by the beta oxidation, it releases 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. So how many ATPs will be formed? It is 8 into 12. Why 12? 12 is because it is each molecule of acetyl CoA releases 12 ATP molecule. So it is 8 into 12. It will be 96 ATP molecules. 96 ATP molecules. So totally palmitic acid oxidation by beta oxidation releases 131 ATP molecules. That is 14 from 7 molecules of FADH2, 21 molecules from 7 NADH2, and 96 ATP molecules from 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. Totally it will be 131 ATP. But during the formation of the palmitoyl CoA, during the activation of fatty acid, there is utilization of 2 ATP molecule. So these 2 ATP molecule, if you subtract it from 131 ATP, so that is utilized by the fatty acid to undergo oxidation. So you subtract 2 ATP molecule from the 131 ATP molecule. So the total number of ATP molecule released, net yield of the ATP molecules formed per molecule of palmitic acid is 129 ATPs are formed for the oxidation of one molecule of palmitate. One molecule of palmitate. So if you do the standard free energy calculation for this 129 ATP molecule, it will be around 2340 calorie will be released. 2340 calorie energy will be released for every molecule of palmitic acid oxidation. For every molecule of palmitic acid oxidation, there is release of 2340 molecules or the 40 calorie of energy will be released. That is how you will calculate the free energy of the palmitic acid, that is around 2340. But when you calculate the energy yield by its oxidation, when you calculate the energy yield by its oxidation, that is for 129, ATP molecule. The free energy hidden in the palmitate is the 2340 calorie, but the energy yield by its oxidation, by beta oxidation, will release 129 ATP molecule. It is, for every ATP molecule, it is 7.3 calorie. So totally 940 calorie will be released. 940 calorie will be released. So that's why these fatty acids or the lipids are the major source of energy for the cell to function compared to the carbohydrates and proteins. So for every molecule of the palmitate, the energy yield is 940 calorie, but the free energy for palmitate is 2340 calorie. This is how the beta oxidation takes place in the even chain saturated fatty acids. So in beta oxidation, there are 4 steps and they releases the end product, FAD, one molecule of FADH2, one molecule of NADH2, one molecule of water, one molecule of acetyl CoA, and they releases the acetyl CoA, FADH2, NADH2. So these FADH2 and NADH2 are the energy sources. They enter the electron transport chain and they releases the energy. To calculate the energetics, you should know how many molecules of the reducing powers like FADH2, NADH2 are formed, and you will be knowing the standard ATP molecules for every molecule of FADH2. Put that and you cross multiply it. You will get the total number of, or the gross total of the ATP molecule, and you see the process. Is there any the steps where they consume the ATP molecule? You subtract it. That is the net yield of the ATP molecule you get for any metabolic reaction. So by the beta oxidation of the palmitic acid, the net yield of ATP is 129 molecules. So energy by yield by its oxidation is 940 calorie. 129 into 7.3 calorie releases 940 calorie of energy will be released. So this is how the palmitate, which is 16 carbon, will undergo 7 reactions of the beta oxidation and releases 8 molecules of acetyl CoA, and they are the rich source of energy in the cell. So in this session, we learned the overall reaction and how many times the palmitic acid will undergo beta oxidation and the energetics of the beta oxidation. So the overall reaction will, when the any fatty acid which undergoes the beta oxidation, in each reaction there is removal of 2 carbon acetyl CoA, and the newly formed acyl CoA, which is having 2 carbon atoms lesser than the earlier, will enter the beta oxidation till it forms the complete, till its carbon skeleton is split into acetyl CoA, and they are the source of energy. They enter the tricarbon, the citric acid cycle and the electron transport chain, and they releases the energy. I hope you understood this session. Thank you.